welcome to the Knitter's Closet, episode 7. I am alone today, no Beth, and I am back in the closet. As you can see, I am Melissa. You can find me on Ravelry as Darwin Kitty with 1 T, and you can find me on Instagram as Melissa K Plans. And this is episode 7. Did I say that already? I don't even remember. This is actually my 4th take trying to record this today. So I apologize if I get a little loopy in this one. Let's just go ahead and jump right in with finished objects. I have been a little hat crazy lately. I finished my Mox and Cables hat by Laura Heisler that I was knitting on last episode. And then you guys know me. I promptly went and knit a second one, and I did get my hands on one of those really nice soft alpaca pom-poms from Toft UK, and I just tied a bow with that one. It can come off, so if I want to wash it, it can come off. But there's my hat. You can wear it slouchy or not slouchy, however you want it. It's really, really nice hat. I really enjoyed knitting this pattern. I'm actually probably going to knit one for my husband, sans pom-pom. I actually do have a pom-pom that's going to be attached to this one, which will probably be attached today. So I have 2 Mox and Cables hats, and then I went and knit 2 Pearl Soho hats. These are for my daughter's best friend, Jeffrey, and his little sister. So his mom requested these, and I was happy to oblige because Jeffrey has been a pretty good friend to my daughter. And little matching mittens. How cute are these? This is the hat is the Pearl Soho hat, and I'll post the pattern. I apologize. I don't remember the name of the pattern. It's on their website. It's not like a downloadable kind of thing. And I added pom-poms. I think that's the medium pom-pom maker. I'm not 100% on that either. The pattern for the mittens is the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits, because you know me, and I love my Tin Can Knits. This is in the worsted weight. This is the Malabrigo Rios. This is the hot pink colorway. This is the teal colorway, and I'll get you those real names. They'll scroll across the bottom. I was in a bit of a hurry today trying to get this episode recorded and out while my daughter is in preschool, so that I don't have her popping in and making more tooty noises. So that's it for the finished objects. They're all quick knits. There was actually a third of this pattern I knit in a Cascade 220, the one that I had been using for the worsted boxy, on this purpley colorway, and my daughter promptly stole it, so I didn't get to keep it. I also knit her a pair of the World's Simplest Mittens. Again, she stole them, and I didn't get to keep them for the podcast. So yeah, kids. Works in progress. So if you watched last episode, and I think maybe the episode before that, I'm not 100% sure, I was working on a Tin Can Knits Flax for my husband in the Barocco Tuscan tweeds, the dark blue colorway and the light blue colorway. Well, I got all the way to the ribbing on the bottom of the sweater and went to switch cables, or went to switch needle sizes, and realized that I had been knitting in the wrong size needle the entire sweater. So I had never switched over from, you know, you knit the smaller needles with the neckband and then go to a larger size, and I had never done that. And so the entire sweater was knit in like needle size 2 sizes too small, I think. And so it was about 2 inches in on either side, too small. So I just ripped back the whole thing. I couldn't bring myself to knit it again with that particular yarn, not that pattern, obviously, since I knit 3 million of the Tin Can Flax patterns. So on Black Friday, I went and did a little shopping at our local yarn store, Knits and Pieces in Annapolis, and I got some of that gorgeous Katia concept that Beth had been knitting with, the Cotton-Merino. And this is pretty interesting construction. It's like a chain tube of the cotton, and then it's filled with the merino wool, and it's super soft. It's got a beautiful halo, and despite that halo, it actually doesn't pill at all. Like, I've been working with this, I've been pulling it in and out of the bag, and it really hasn't pilled at all. Now, mind you, I cast this on Black Friday, so I've got quite a bit done. I'm actually on the ribbing on the bottom. I'm not going to finish it in time for our 10-year anniversary second honeymoon, because we leave on Wednesday, and today's Monday. And so this will end up being a Christmas gift, because I don't want him to see it, so I'm not going to knit it on the road trip. I did do something new this time around. I put my sleeves on waste yarn, which is not something I normally do. I don't know how it'll be picking up the stitches. I usually use a stitch holder, but it did make for easier knitting when I was doing, you know, just underneath the arms. So, it's been an absolutely gorgeous knit. This is in the colorways 105, and then the lighter brown is in colorway 104. Very, very originally named, I know. And it's a great wool. It's only 115 yards per. It's $10 a ball, which is what it retailed for. I got it on sale for Black Friday. Our Knits and Pieces had a great Black Friday sale. So I scrambled in there and got a whole bunch, and took my daughter with me, and she actually surprisingly sat still, not still, but sat and just played with her iPad for a little while, and let mommy knit and talk with her friends for a little while. She did really, really good. In fact, she's decided she wants to do that every Saturday with me, and we might not do it every Saturday, but we may go occasionally. If you ladies remember last podcast, Beth gifted me with a absolute gorgeous skein of Barnyard knits in the Time Traveler colorway, and I told her that if she didn't fade it, this is prior to me knowing that she was gifting me this one, with the Monarch, Meadow, and the Sweet Juliet, that she had posted that she should, because they went really well together. Well, she gifted me this, and I promptly went on the website and bought Monarch, Meadow, and Sweet Juliet, and then I went and bought 1, 2, 3, 4 more skeins. Yeah. I tease her. I tell her it is the most expensive gift I've ever gotten. Or the most expensive free ball of yarn I've ever gotten. So, she's such a bad enabler. She's so bad at enabling. Like, you don't ever tell her that you shouldn't buy something, because she'll give you a million reasons why you should. So this is the Monarch Meadow that she had posted, or that she had podcast about before. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can see these pops of like this orangey color in this mossy's color. And then I bought this skein, which is incredibly similar to Time Traveler. It's almost identical, but this is Willow, and then this green one is Moss, and then this final brown one is Woodland. So I don't know if you figured that out, but I faded it. It's the Tin Can Flax light pattern, but I did fade the colors. I am on the ribbing, or I'm just to almost to the ribbing, because I like my sweaters just a little bit longer. And then I am going to do probably a 3/4 sleeve on this, so I probably will only get to the Willow colorway on the sleeves and not the Moss or the Meadow Wood, or the Woodland, because I'll be wearing this in an office and it'll just be too hot if I have full length sleeves. So so that's one of my knits. I cast this on probably around the same time as the Flax for my husband. And you know what's funny is, even though this is a fingering weight yarn, I feel like it just flies on my needles, but I tend to knit faster when it's fingering weight yarn. I don't know why. It's weird. I did cast on my Hohi Locatelli lounging top, even though I did not get, even though I promised myself I wasn't going to do it until I got to the ribbing on the Baracco Tuscan tweed sweater, but since I didn't do that, obviously. So this is the lounging top by Hohi Locatelli in sport weight, and I am knitting it in the Tess Designer Merino Superwash Light. It's a really nice jean-like colorway. In fact, it matches my jeans almost perfectly. Massive, massive cake of yarn. It's about 500, I want to say it's about 700 yards of yarn. So I've got my two shoulders. It's hard to tell because everything's rolling up, but I do have my two shoulders, and so I've started on the front. I think this is the front of the sweater. I'm not 100%. So I'm gonna probably work on this during the honeymoon trip. We have 3 days in the hotel where we will be by ourselves with no real plans. The hotel is up in the middle of the nowhere, so and the husband just doesn't want to make plans. He wants to just kind of sit around and do nothing. So we have dinner reservations 2 of the nights that we're there in the hotel, so we basically just go downstairs for dinner, and it's a really nice prefix meal. It's a 4-star gourmet chef that trained under Wolfgang Puck. We've been there twice before and had dinner there before each time, and the food was amazing. It's so gonna break my diet. But I don't care. It's gonna be so worth it. I am taking my pedal machine with me so I can get all my steps in and get my bicycling in while I'm there. So, but we're looking forward to that. And I have, this is a bucket list item for me. I have made lunch reservations on Friday at Morimoto's, and I cannot wait. I have been watching Iron Chef and Iron Chef America for as long as I can remember, and Chef Masahari Morimoto has always been my favorite chef to watch. He is amazing. He's an artist in the kitchen, and I have just been wanting to try his food for so long. So a couple Christmases ago, my bosses gifted me with an incredibly generous gift card. And we finally got to be able to make reservations to go up there, and we're going to do that this weekend on Friday. So we're going to make a day trip of it. I think the restaurant's like 2 blocks down the street from the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall, both of which I've never been to, so we may walk over there afterwards depending on how chilly it is, and check that out, or we may just pop on back to the hotel and do some more of nothing. And but I'm so looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to dinner each night. I'm looking forward to breakfast every morning because breakfast at the hotel is amazing too. And it's basically just going to be eating and laying around. It's going to be 3 days of just pure gluttony, and I'm looking forward to it because we're going to have no kid. It's just going to be the 2 of us, and it's going to be so nice and quiet, and I can't wait. Having said that, I have packed my Magpie Fibers bag full of knitting projects to work on. I have my my 10-stitch blanket by Frankie Brown, I think is the designer, packed because I haven't worked on it at all. And yeah, it's not likely going to my in-laws for Christmas. I went ahead and just bought gift cards. So it is what it is. I'm not stressed about it. They don't know it's coming. So again, it's not a big deal. So I'll just work on that some. No big. And then I've packed a pair of socks that I've always got on the go. This is the Knit Picks Felici in the colorway Hawaiian shirt. And this is just my basic sock pattern. It's the Sunrise Sunset Socks by Wendy B. Johnson. And I just omit the texture pattern. And then that just creates a nice basic sock for me. It's the first sock I learned to knit and it's pretty much the only sock I've ever knit. It's such a good pattern. It just works, so why change it? It fits my husband perfectly as written, and I don't have to change anything, and yeah, it works, so I just stick with it. I'm a creature of habit. I really am. And then I have yarn and a pom-pom to knit another Moxon Cables. No, actually I am not knitting a Moxon Cables with this, you guys. I'm not, I promise. I am going to knit the Kennecott hat by Caitlin Turner. I've already downloaded the pattern and printed it out. I am going to actually knit that. I do have to watch some YouTube tutorials, but this is going to be a Kennecott hat, not a Moxon Cables. So I am going to branch out on that one. And then I am going to knit another Moxon Cables hat though, because my husband has been eyeing mine. Obviously not because of the color, but or not because of, he hasn't stolen it because of the pom-poms on them, but he has been eyeing the pattern and the style of the hat. So I do have some deep stash. This is, I believe, Cascade Eco, from about 6 years ago. You know, the funny thing is I can't remember the name of the yarn. I do remember the exact, I remember the day I bought it, honestly. I believe it was a small business Saturday, but it was with my best friend, and we went to our then local yarn store called the Knitting Boutique, and we bought this, both of us bought a skein of this to knit these little kind of like old-fashioned cabbie hats. I don't know if you remember those when those were the style, because it's been 6 years. 6 or 7 by now, and I never got around to knitting that hat. And so this is a nice worsted weight yarn. It's not superwash, so he'll have to hand wash it, but this is going to be a Moxon Cables for him, so it'll be a manly Moxon Cables. So yay. That's it. This is a very short episode because, like I said, I don't have a lot done. The projects I do have done are actually really small. Most of my projects that are on the needles you've seen before, and I don't have Beth to talk off her ear here with. So don't forget, we have the 100 subscriber YouTube giveaway. That's we're about a quarter of the way there with 25 subscribers. Make sure you go to episode 2 and comment there, #unicornboogers, to be entered in to win, and subscribe. Can't tell if you subscribe or not, so you have to comment with the #unicornboogers in order for your entry to count. And once we reach 100 subscribers, we will give away a gorgeous skein of yarn in the colorway Unicorn Boogers from, I believe it's called, I want to say Stitches Amiss, but it's not Stitches Amiss because that's the purse maker I use. But you can see all the details on episode 6 and then again on episode 2, which is where you actually need to go to comment. So thank you for joining me today. It's a quick episode. Hopefully I'll be able to get this out and edited before I leave for vacation. If not, it'll be up the weekend when I get back. So happy knitting, y'all. Bye. Hey, I just wanted to pop in real quick for one last thing, and I apologize because I'm doing this handheld, so it may be a little shaky. But I wanted to mention that MD Quilter Beth is doing a Vlogmas, so check out her YouTube channel. And I also wanted to thank the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company for mentioning us on their Instagram stories as a new to them podcast that they were binge watching. I really appreciate the shout out. You have no idea how much it means to us. So again, thank you for joining us all today, and I appreciate it. Have a happy knitting day. Bye.